This weekend, the Anderson family moved back into their newly rebuilt home on the same foundation of the one that burned down this summer. We've been sharing their story with you since July. For another update, we're now joined live in our studio by News 8's Jenna Traum.
The Anderson family has been reliving a nightmare. This is actually the second time their home has been destroyed. The first was in Hurricane Katrina, but they say this time the community has reached out to get them back on their feet. In some ways, losing their La Crosse home in a fire has been harder for the Andersons than when their Mississippi home was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina.
It's totally different. Down there it was an apartment, so we didn't have as much stuff, and it was just Scott and I. We didn't have any kids.
Losing everything when it was just the two of them was tough enough. Trying to explain that kind of loss to their 2-year-old Landon was even tougher.
The side ripped off, the door ripped off, everything ripped off.
Plus, Molly Anderson was 7 months pregnant with their daughter, Ellie.
It has been so stressful, and it's just so close, yet so far.
But there's one more thing that's made this tragedy different from the last one, a community that steps up to lend a helping hand.
You know, the community down there is nothing like the community up here. You know, when Katrina happened, everybody was basically fending for themselves, whereas something like this happening with our community around La Crosse, everybody kind of came together and did what they could to help us.
New toys from the La Crosse JCs, plus fundraisers where community members dropped off cash, toys, and household supplies.
We have about 5 vehicles full of stuff.
Have made it easier for the Andersons to get their lives back on track.
We just want to make sure that everybody knows that we appreciate.
We're very grateful.
We appreciate everything they did for us, and that this wouldn't have been able to happen if it wasn't for them.
So now they can focus on unpacking, cleaning, and of course, spending time as a family in their new home. Molly Anderson says it's still a little weird to be back in that house because the layout is exactly the same as the one that burned down. But they say their neighbors and the location were just too good to give up.
Thank you, Jenna. Now, the Andersons say the support of family and friends in this community was the reason they moved back to La Crosse in the first place.